everyone. Welcome to another show of the Alvin Yellow Jacket Football Show. I'm your host, Phil Jean, along with Coach Matthew Bass. Coach, not exactly the result we wanted against the rival Manville High School, a 55-0 loss. What can you tell us about that game?
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that's plagued us all year. Offensively at least, is if we cannot establish a run game, we're going to have a tough night. And then defensively, we were not physical inside the box very well, which was something I was a little disappointed in. I felt like one of the things that we hung our hat on over the last few games was our physicality in the front seven, and that just wasn't there that night. So, things happen like this sometimes.
Yeah, you guys gave up 482 yards, gave up 10 sacks on the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
Obviously not one that was the break a little bit problematic, because obviously this fell right on the fall break, and obviously a little bit different. I mean, I know you don't want to go with excuses, but
no, I don't think it was. I thought we had a great week of practice in the break. We felt really good going into it, but this was one of those games where, when it rains, it pours. We really did not have much going for us in that game, just in general. Special teams, I thought we actually did some decent things. Now, we also did some things that weren't very good in that as well. But offense and defensively, there wasn't much positivity in my mind.
Okay. We'll take a deep dive into the highlights right after this break and take a look at some of the action both on the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. So stick with us. Okay, welcome back. We are talking about Alvin losing to Manville 55-0. Obviously a struggle on the offensive side of the ball. You guys only got 60 yards going. DeSanto 4-17, and as I mentioned, the 10 sacks. But let's take a look at some of the action, if you can, and some of, I guess, the bright spots. So
sure.
Let's take a look at some of those plays.
Here's just a good, I really enjoy glance routes. You play with their leverage. This is actually a pretty good little ball here. He's got someone in his face right off the edge. If you look at it from the end zone view, it's really hard to see where he puts this, to be honest with you. But great job here by number 11, Clayton Gertis. Good throw by Anthony on one of the receptions that we completed.
All right, let's take a look at the next play then.
One of the bright spots about offense, the silver lining and all, I guess, is we think we found
a new tailback.
Exactly. And so this is J.J. Roush, number 3. He played some slot receiver for us. His biggest thing is when he gets in the ball in his hands, he's pretty effective, and even for being a smaller guy, he did, run up inside the tackles really well. So this is just a good little G lead play. Ball on Jacoby Smalls. Good read off the block, 7-8 yard gain.
He had 42 yards on the day, so a pretty good shift from, he went from wide receiver to tailback, right?
Right, yes, sir.
All right, let's take a look at some more plays.
JJ again here on the swing. Once again, the ability that he has when he gets the ball in his hand. He may not be a very big kid, but he has a really good ability to be able to make people miss, yards after contact, and those are the things that we try and look for when it comes to tailbacks, especially in this type of offense. And so he did a really good job so far in my eyes.
And coming from wide receiver, he's got to have good hands. So
sure.
Is that one of the reasons why you put him back there as well?
Really, I liked his ability as far as his turnover, and his vision was really well. It was the getting to the ball part that was the struggle for him. And so giving him the ball now, having the ability to read ball in hand, I think that's been a whole lot better for him.
All right, let's move on to the next play.
Just an example like this, right? He's got a real quick cut, gets upfield, just another G lead the other way. There's not much to say about it. He's really, in my opinion, kind of found his spot playing the A-back. So.
Very nice. This was a 26-yard gain. This was obviously the longest play of the game for you guys, so enjoy it while we watch it, huh?
Sure.
Obviously, we've seen 3 of his highlights, so you can guess who our offensive player of the game is. And yeah, there he is, J.J. Roush. We showed him with the one catch, 42 yards, the 26-yard long. And like you said, he's shifting from tailback to
Sure.
I mean, to the tailback position. So
Right.
pretty impressive performance.
Yeah, I mean, JJ's a junior. He's got a lot of ability. I think he's very athletic, and so one of the big things about him is even for his size, you watch some of those clips against Manville, he may be getting contacted at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to end up a yard or two forward. And so that's something that his turnover, his and I hate the cliche of it, but his grit when he carries the ball, something I'm really, really happy with.
Very nice. All right, let's now look at the defensive side of the ball. Again, missed tackles a problem, 22 of them in this
Sure.
contest, but let's take a look at some of the defensive plays in this one. What we got going on here, Coach?
So they plopped to a trip side look. They actually ran this a few different times. They're running the wheel. But once again, we've seen this 3 or 4 times at this point. This is what you call a coverage sack, okay? We end up sending a good blitz up front. We got 5 going to the quarterback, okay? One of the times that we got after the quarterback and made him pay for it. This is 4th down, actually, I do believe. Really good stop. Where is it? Defensively.
Yeah, kind of a jailbreak situation there at the line,
Sure.
right there. All right, let's take a look at the next play.
Great job reading the screen here. This is Cash Palage, was a safety for us, converted a corner. We have a call pre-snap to where either the corner jumps the screen or the safety jumps the screen. This time was a corner call, and this is about as textbook as it gets for you to be able to just trigger. I know that I got screen play. I see a screen. I'm triggering, beating the guy across his face, make a TFL. That's a great job by Cash.
Yeah, nobody bit on that fake to the to the running back.
No, sir.
All right, let's move to the next play.
It's just a zone here. This is something that we lacked a little bit early in the game, is our physicality. And that's one of the things that we've been preaching defensively this week, is we got to get back to playing physical football up front and show them clips like this that, hey, this is the same game where we're getting piped up the middle. Why can't we do things like this from the gate? But great play by Old Faithful Trace Martinez, driving his feet, TFL here. What a great job by him.
Yeah, his tackle for loss there. He had also 7 solo tackles and 4 assists. Pretty active game from Trace.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at the next play. And what do we got here?
Once again, same setup. This is later in the game, but this is going to be our sophomore, number 27. Does a really good job here. Almost looks exactly like what you would see Trace coming out of, and that's why I'm so excited about this young guy, that he's going to have the ability to continue to grow and build off of this. But these guys are just, this linebacking core is pretty physical, and so these are things that we're looking to hang our hat on these next 3 weeks.
And when you see a play like this as well, how does that make you feel as a coach? Because, the score's out of hand at this point, and they're still showing some good effort out there.
It's bittersweet because it's one of those things that you get mad and you say, why can't we do this,
From the get-go?
From the get-go. But one of the things that we've talked about with the mindset change here is just because you change your mindset doesn't mean you're always going to win, but it's going to mean that we're not going to give up, we're not throwing the towel. And so I feel like that is one of the things that, the scoreboard has not changed as much as I would like it to this year, but I feel like the mindset of how we take things have changed quite a bit.
All right, let's take a look at our defensive player of the game. I mentioned him, of course, and that is Trace Martinez. Very active day, 7 solo tackles, 4 assists, that 1 tackle for loss, which we saw. He's been active all year long. We've
Right.
mentioned him every time in the highlights. He's just certainly a leader that you can count on, right?
Absolutely. I mean, he's a vocal leader. He's a leader when it comes to community service. He's the tackle leader. He's the overall MVP right now, defensively grading out. I mean, what's not to be said about Trace Martinez? So he just continues to do exactly what I would expect the start middle linebacker to do. Really, really happy with his play. Really happy with him as a student athlete in general right now.
Awesome. All right, we are going to take a short break, and then we're going to take a look ahead to the next week. All right, welcome back. Let's turn the page on that ugly game,
Sure.
and let's now look ahead. Obviously, another challenge coming Dawson Eagles, you guys are playing them 7 p.m. This Friday. Just talk about Dawson and what you're expecting from them.
Sure. I mean, I've played Dawson, for the last however many years at Shadow Creek High School, and they're the same, right? They're very complicated on offense. They run a myriad of formations, but in the end, they like to hang their hat on zone, and so we've been working a lot, play the zone. Obviously, if things don't go right, they like to get empty, air raid a little bit, some good mesh concepts. They do a great job over there. Coach Allison has a great team. Defensively, they're physical, they're athletic. We're going to have to do better at what we do. We put in a few different things this week to mix some things up. Obviously, hanging our hat a little bit more in the run game than what we had in the past with J.J. Roush being back there. But overall, I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, we've really been harping this week on the things that we need to get better at. But Dawson's a great team. It's going to be a good fight, and looking forward to it.
All right. Well, hopefully we can get a win. 2-5 overall right now, 1-4 in the
Yes,
district.
sir.
But we'll try to get them, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
that should wrap it up. So I'm going to let him do the sign-off as always.
Jacket Pride never dies.
See you next week.